What's going on, everybody? Christopher here. Welcome back to another video, and this one might be a controversial one. I don't know. I'll let y'all be the judge. But basically, I'm here to find out what is the attraction to a particular type. Now, back in the States, before I moved to Germany, the only one of the two of these that I had ever had was the colored. So I didn't know anything different. It wasn't until I moved to Germany that I quickly discovered that white is the most popular here. And me trying to integrate as much as I can and be as much of a part of the society as I can, as much as possible, of course, I had to try it out. And just speaking strictly from my experience in trying it out, I have to say, there's just something different about white versus colored. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's the way it sits on my tongue. I mean, I did find that white is not as dry, but there was just something different, and I can't put a finger on it. So I'm gonna watch this video from the DW, and I think it's hosted, I think it's presented by a German woman, and I wanna see if she can help me figure out what the hype is when it comes to white versus non-white. So let's check it out and see what she has to say.
The Kleister Asparagus and Adventure Farm near the Brandenburg town of Belitz. My name is Felicitas Thien, and today I'm on an asparagus farm close to Berlin. Here,
wow.
The asparagus is grown on 800 acres. As soon as the first tree buds appear, Germany goes crazy about white asparagus.
Now, I agree with that. As soon as the season pops up, Germans are going nuts over this. And that's part of the reason I really had to dig into this and figure out what the hype was with white asparagus. Man, let's see if she can help us figure it out.
And the madness continues until the end of June.
Look at it.
During the season, we Germans eat approximately 2 billion stalks of white asparagus.
2 billion stalks of this stuff. Look at it. You can see a bunch of it right here in front of her, and I know she's just drooling at the mouth over it. Right there to the right, you can see what I was used to, the green colored asparagus. So that's what I was used to having. So for me, in my experience, there's a different taste here. I want to see if she can help me figure it out, but they just tasted different. The white I did find, like I said, is less dry than the green. I don't know if it's because the green has more chlorophyll or whatever from the sun, but we'll see what happens.
And I too can't get enough of it. So how does this vegetable develop its fine taste?
And side note, I actually had a meal similar to this when I first tried it, but all that other stuff I had to try it without all the other stuff first because I was missing the taste. So let's see what happens.
I'm meeting Tim Kleist, and he knows everything about asparagus. He's run the Asparagus and Adventure Farm in the state of Brandenburg for 3 years now. Every day, he looks in at the farm's own store to check.
Wow, look how thick and big and fat those things are. Like before I came to Germany, I didn't even know they got that big and thick and fat.
Of the shoots.
Oh my goodness, these are the biggest asparagus I've ever seen. The ones I had weren't even this big.
Because it's very equal, it's closed on the top and it's totally fresh, you can see.
I heard that you can see whether the asparagus is fresh or not. If you rub them against each other, if they squeeze, then it's fresh, right?
And they squeeze.
So this is very...
If they squeak, I think they mean.
Squeezy.
Squeaky, my dear, squeaky.
Asparagus has been planted here in Kleister for about 30 years now.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. That whole field is asparagus. Wow.
I've come to find out how this fine vegetable is harvested. We use this to cut the asparagus, although it's pricked, not cut. The soft and sandy ground here is ideal for asparagus. It stores the sun's heat, and the shoots grow straight as arrows up through the ground.
Oh, wow. All by hand. Oh, wow. Man, got to give it up for these guys, man. These farmers doing that all by hand. Oh, my God. Did you see how big the land that they were using for asparagus was? Can you imagine having to harvest all of that by hand? Hats off to these guys, man.
White asparagus is harvested when the tip starts to show. Okay. So I'll give it a try.
You gonna try right then and there? Oh, okay.
The white asparagus is inside the ground.
Okay.
If it's coming outside, it's getting chlorophyll, and you see it becomes green.
So that might be the difference. So I don't know if the chlorophyll gives it a different taste for myself or not, but that might be the difference because, to be honest, I don't see how many differences there could be between growing above and below the ground other than the green color, which comes from the chlorophyll.
This is why we have to control 2 times per day all the fields, because we want to have the white asparagus.
I heard that Germans eat 1.7 kilogram of asparagus every year.
This is true.
That's what I eat in a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. I also wonder who discovered the fact that they could have it from below ground. They can have it without the chlorophyll. Like, who was just like, oh, I'm going to try it before it gets above ground and see if it tastes the same, and then decided that they like that better. I wonder who did that. Obviously a German, but I wonder who was the first person to do that.
Me too.
Now we have our asparagus. What comes next?
I think maybe we should peel.
And you can see, look, these guys, every section they get to, they uncover the plastic or whatever covering that is so that they can harvest or check the asparagus. But there's just rows and rows of it. Like, man. But I want them to tell me what the draw into the taste is.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Now the peeling challenge. You're a chef, right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, I didn't know you had to do that to it. They're so thin, I feel like somebody's going to have an accident going that fast.
I mean, shit. Okay, I'm done, but I broke one. So what?
Done too.
Yeah, no, I was.
Okay.
But I was first.
So I did not know you had to peel it. I did not know you had to shave the outside of it. I wonder how that changes it.
This is the classical way to eat asparagus. We have asparagus with sauce hollandaise.
But then again, I find, and it's one of the reasons I've drifted away from asparagus as a whole, I find asparagus to be quite fibrous. Maybe shaving off that outer layer would cut back on those fibers that you get when you eat asparagus. If you eat asparagus, you know what I'm talking about, especially the green color. So I didn't know they had to shave it. Maybe that makes a difference.
Now I will use this peeled asparagus to show you how I make it. The only thing we gotta do is cut off the edges, very thin, 3 centimeters are enough. Some olive oil.
See, I had it similar to this too. I didn't have it grilled in olive oil. The way that the German person made it for me is they grilled it in butter. They grilled it in butter and seasoned it, added onion and garlic, and I had it that way. Now, I'm a big fan of onion and garlic, so I still ate it even though it wasn't, the tastiest for me. The butter and the onion and the garlic was enough for me to get through the meal. And I didn't want to disrespect her meal. She worked hard on it.
Red onion, fresh basil for the tomato salad. We are almost done. A very quick picnic dish in 10 minutes.
Asparagus at a picnic, right? That's so much. Americans know what I'm talking about. That's so different. Asparagus at a picnic. We would never have asparagus at a picnic. Not knocking it, but we would never have asparagus at a picnic. I don't think we'll have salad at a picnic. In that culture, it just doesn't seem like picnic type foods. Plus, you got to cook it. When you're at a picnic, you don't really want to set up your stove or whatever. You might have a grill that's already at the park or something like that, but you don't want to set up a stove and skillet and all that stuff.
It up. I will roast some hazelnuts to get this extra crunch.
Another thing is Germans and hazelnuts.
And when it's fried in a pan, it acquires a nutty flavor. And now...
See, why do you got to put that all on it like that? Like, how come you just couldn't have the salad? I would want to eat the salad as is. I don't want to throw it on top. Like, I need my salad to be cold when I eat it. And the asparagus was just grilled, so it's hot. So you're throwing the cool salad on top of the hot asparagus. Maybe it's just me. I ain't trying to disrespect the meal. Just these are the questions I ask myself when I see this kind of thing.
A little bit of Parmesan on top. Asparagus picnic salad with an Italian twist.
You can throw some more Parmesan on that, to be honest.
My sunny day on the asparagus farm has come to an end. I learned how much effort goes into growing asparagus. For me, asparagus means spring, and I really hope that you enjoyed my recipe too.
So I didn't really get any answers, but I think this is just going to come down to what you're used to having from the start. So I'm thinking if I would have started with white asparagus and grown with it and come over the years with white asparagus, that's probably what my tongue would acquire to. But since I've only had the green colored asparagus back in the States, that's what my tongue has acquired to. So I don't think it's a matter of one being more gross than the other. I just think it's what you've acquired to having and what your tongue has grown to know and like. So maybe I should give this a try again. Maybe I'll find another German who can make it differently. Maybe I can have it in a different way. Maybe that'll be the thing that turns me on to white asparagus, but who knows? I'll try it again. Give it a try, and maybe I'll let you guys know how that turns out. But the title of this video holds true. If you're an asparagus lover already, don't even think about coming to Germany if you're not going to be willing to get into white asparagus, because you have no choice. Especially during the season, it's everywhere, and you will probably not be able to find the one that you're used to. So get used to white asparagus if you're an asparagus lover and you plan on coming to Germany. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.